Alright, so after we have the controller plugged in, next step will be to get the syringe and the nozzle set up. So syringes look like this. You notice this one is marked with 73. 73. That is because I'm using NOA 73 as the ink in this case. We also have NOA 60 as the other ink. I'm only going to demonstrate with the 73 today because the procedure is basically the same. Just make sure that anything that you use, if you're using something that isn't brand new, like for the nozzle and the substrate, it's marked with either a 73 or a 60, depending on what ink you'll be using. Another thing to notice with the syringe is there's this little line kind of right here. You want to make sure that when the syringe is vertical, the ink goes above that line. Otherwise, the force on the ink will get kind of screwed up, and yeah, you just want a constant force. You don't want anything to be screwy. In this case, I already have ink in the syringe, so I can't just mount it right into the holder. Because if I do that, all this ink is going to pour out onto the substrate, and bad stuff will happen. If you're using a brand new syringe, you don't have to worry about that, and you can skip. You can just put it in and then put the nozzle on afterwards. In this case, it does, so I have to put the nozzle on first. So I'm just going to keep this horizontal, screw on the nozzle, just like that, until it's finger tight. And then I'm going to move over to the substrate mount, or the syringe mount. Carefully put it in, and then just screw this down until it's tight. And then I will take off the cap. Okay. Next, I can actually pick up the air. So just take this connector, and you'll notice that there are kind of two little areas that you can twist onto. Just push it down and twist, and it's locked on. And then you can release the pressure, or turn on the pressure if it's not, if the air is, turn on the air if the pressure isn't on yet. And that'll actually pressurize the ink. And the reason we pressurize the ink isn't to push it out, it's to keep the ink at the tip of the nozzle. Otherwise, the ink's kind of going to wick up since we're dealing with such small diameters. All right. Next, I want to hook up the voltage supplied to the ink or the nozzle. And to do that, I'm just going to clip on this alligator clip. And it's easiest if you clip onto this lower section of the plastic connector on the nozzle. If you try to hook up to the actual glass nozzle itself, you'll probably break it. Try to hook on up high, it falls off a lot more easily. So I find just this kind of lower section of the plastic part works perfect. All right, so next we need to hook up, we need to get the camera set up. So you have a microscope lens and a camera. They should both have lens caps on. So just take the lens caps off. I'm just going to set that down somewhere where it won't roll, and make sure it won't roll before I take my hand away, because that is very expensive and we do not want it to break. So I'm going to take the lens cap off the camera. And make sure you put these lens caps somewhere where you won't lose them, because they do protect the lenses. And yeah, so then you're going to want to just screw the lens or the camera onto the lens. Sometimes it's kind of tough to get it lined up. To do, it screws on pretty easily. And just make sure that these little thumb screws are tight. Make sure the little thumb screws are tight. Sometimes they come loose, and when you do that, and it can be hard to screw stuff on. All right, so then you come around back behind the ring stand, put this in, it should kind of lock into place. And then there's a little screw over on the other side. You just want to tighten that down as tight as you can get it. And you want to make sure this camera is vertical. It's not completely crucial, but it does help when you're looking at the image on the computer. Because when it's like this, now up is up, down is down. It just helps with orientation. And you don't have to get it lined up perfectly right now. We'll actually do that when you get everything set up with the camera. So there's a USB cable, just plugs into, one end goes into your computer, the other end goes into the camera. Back, this is a little easier to see. Alright, and you'll want to make sure that, as the TA, that you have the Infinity camera software already installed. So you just open up Infinity Capture. Yes, there is a camera plugged in. And it says there's no camera plugged in. Just check to make sure the light's on in the back. It is. There's a little green light on the back of the camera. If that's on, it means it is plugged in. Let's try opening this again. There we go. Okay, so you should probably wait a couple minutes after plugging the camera in before trying to open the software. So now, it's black screen. I'm just going to check to make sure it's actually on. Just have my light on my cell phone. Yeah, it's on. Cool. All right. So I might need to get a light for this. So now I'm going to make sure, so on the microscope, there is something that you can turn, a little ring near the ends, that actually adjusts the focus, or the magnification. So you're going to want to turn that all the way past 2.5. So all the way to the lowest magnification to start out. Now the working distance on this microscope is about an inch or so. I think the exact measurement I want to say is around 35 centimeters.
$35 millimeters.
Or millimeters, yeah, that one. 35 centimeters would be long. All right. So kind of start to see it. I'd recommend kind of practicing this, getting this all lined up before actually doing it. Because it can be kind of tough. There we go. I'm starting to see something on the screen. It's a little dark. Probably need to add some sort of lighting.